Good morning. I hope you had a great weekend. It certainly was newsworthy, wasn't it? Let me ask you, do you ever find yourself unsure of how to best live according to God's will? Because sometimes this can be a struggle, at least for me. Lately, I find myself wondering, should I speak up or stay silent? Will I offend someone? Is this a time for action or inaction? Basically, should I fight or should I stay still? In 1877, the Nez Perce tribe were forcibly removed by the United States federal government from their ancestral lands in northeastern Oregon onto a significantly reduced reservation in the Idaho Territory. A series of violent encounters with white settlers in the spring of 1877 culminated in those Nez Perce who resisted removal fleeing the United States in an attempt to reach political asylum, alongside the Lakota people who had sought refuge in Canada under the leadership of Sitting Bull. At least 700 men, women, and children, led by Chief Joseph, were pursued by the U.S. Army. The skill with which they fought and the manner in which they conducted themselves in the face of incredible adversity earned them widespread admiration from their military opponents and the American public. And then on October 5th, this day, after months of resistance, most of the surviving remnants of Chief Joseph's band were cornered just 40 miles from the Canadian border. Unable to fight any longer, Chief Joseph surrendered, but not before uttering words that still move people today. From where the sun now stands, I will fight no more, forever. I read that and it reminded me that there are times when there is nothing we can do except trust God. When the Israelites were facing Pharaoh and his mighty army, it seemed as if they would certainly be defeated because they weren't equipped to fight that massive Egyptian army. But God told Moses that the fight wasn't theirs. Instead, he would handle it. So Moses told the people, don't be discouraged or afraid. The Lord will fight for you. You need only be still. They were to do nothing, just be still and trust that God would take care of things. And he did. Awesome, right? But there are other times when we can't and shouldn't be still and do nothing. In fact, Paul writes to Timothy, but you, man of God, pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, love, endurance, and gentleness. Fight the good fight of faith. See, the truth is, sometimes we must fight. Now, don't misunderstand me. This is not a call for fist fighting or joining the military. It's a command to stand up for the things that demand our attention. Times when we can and must fight and be a voice for what is right. For example, when we're faced with injustice, we have to fight for the small ones, the weak ones, the voiceless, the marginalized, those society thinks aren't worthy of our love and concern because they aren't considered equal to us. See, those are precisely the folks we must fight for because those are precisely the folks Jesus fought for. You know, sadly, right now as a nation, we are divided and angry. But we've got to fight and work for unity, even when we feel diametrically opposed to another's opinions or beliefs. Otherwise, nothing will change and we'll get nowhere. In fact, we are to do good to those who disagree with us and find a way to love and want the best for others. Even bless those who curse us. And the truth is, we are so much better together than apart. Jesus said we are to love God and love our neighbor, no matter who that neighbor is, and treat each other the way we want to be treated. So if that's the case, then I have to see myself in the eyes of everyone I meet. And honestly, that's hard to do sometimes. It takes a lot of prayer. But there's even more. In these times of struggle, suffering, uncertainty, where every day the news is bad or depressing or frightening, we have to fight to hang on to some joy. And we have to hold fast to our faith. We have to trust that God sees what's happening, knows what we're going through, and is in control of everything, even in our personal lives, even when it doesn't feel like it. We must believe that God is on our side. Look, He hasn't let us down before and certainly won't now. The plain truth is every single day we might have to fight to keep going, to fight for hope. But we have to do it because without hope, my friends, we're done. So today, maybe it's time to take a stand. Unlike Chief Joseph, I'm not ready yet to give up and fight no more forever. Actually, let's decide to be people who actually fight the good fight for the things Paul spoke about. Righteousness, godliness, faith, love, justice, endurance. Let's stand in the gap with Jesus and join Him in this fight. Raise your voice for justice, kindness, love, and hope. That's what I'm determined to do. And I hope you feel that way too. Now please, continue to wear your masks and wash your hands. Stay safe. We saw clearly this weekend that masks work. Social distance when out, and look for that blessing. Fight to find it if you have to. And know without a doubt that God loves you. And I do too. I'll see you soon. Have a great day. God bless you. Peace.